we? Mr. Perry Groves, how the devil are you, sir?
I was all right.
Yeah.
When we 1-0 up. And then we showed our flakiness has come back, hasn't it? We're a little bit flimsy.
It did look...
The same thing at Old Trafford. We brought it on ourselves, kept giving the ball away. And to be fair, hats off to Demarai Gray, by the way, because he's 2 shots that he's had. And he's been excellent for Everton since he signed.
1.5 million.
Their first game of the season against Southampton, he was absolutely superb. But his 2 shots, which he's had, the one Aaron Ramsdale did brilliantly tip on the crossbar, fantastic athletic header, wasn't it, from Richarlison on the rebound.
He's done well to control it because it's come at him quite quickly. And he's just got... He don't want to get too much on it. He wants to just... enough to guide it over
exactly,
the
that's
keeper.
the word. He guided it. That's what it was. He'd used the pace of the ball just to redirect it. And I have to say, although Nketiah missed... He looked like Aubameyang, didn't he? Because he missed a chance from, was it 2 yards? Like, hit the post.
Yes.
Odegaard should have scored. Aubameyang should have scored at the end. But that sort of papers over the cracks because... Especially for Demarai Gray's goal, the winning goal... when Gomez just runs straight through the centre of our midfield. Just straight through it, and no one engages him.
Yeah, no, but tell you why Xhaka can't challenge him because he's already on a yellow.
Yes, but
that's why he can't.
But I still don't think playing Partey, so I'd rather Lukonga was playing in there because he gives you more mobility. I think he looks to pass the ball forward quicker. Tavares comes on, he gives the ball away for the first goal. I'm just talking about, obviously, from Arsenal's point of view, up at Old Trafford, where we gave 3 goals away. I think it was Ben White, the first goal. Old Trafford gave the ball away. Then Tavares for the second goal, and Odegaard gives away. So there's still this. Arsenal are an immature team in games at certain times.
Well, there was a period in that second half where Everton were physically starting to dominate the way into the game. There was 1 or 2 challenges that I felt that the referee could have got involved with. I think Gordon, there was a challenge on Tavares which should really seen a yellow.
Yes,
he let that go. The Godfrey one a little bit further, but it did feel like Everton physically...
They were more aggressive.
It did
a little bit more aggressive, obviously, because they knew they was under pressure, and they heard about the supposed walkout on it on 27 minutes. There was a few, I think, that...
No one walked out.
Not
if
really.
They did...
Do you think... I know what they did. Reversible tops.
Well, I tell you what they've done. They've walked out in 27 minutes. They've gone and sat down in watched the telly, had a pint, and then just come back.
Do you know what?
So they've done the walkout, but no one left. No one left.
When they were going to walk out in the 25th minute, they had a corner.
That's right.
Like, oh no,
that's right.
Well, just wait a minute.
So when they're making their way towards the exit, you know that one where you're looking over your shoulder and the stewards went, "You can't stand there, mate. You got to move. You can't stand there.
Can't stand in the aisle.
You can't stand in the aisle."
Right. So on a serious note, when you said about Godfrey, when he treads on Tomiyasu's head, how does that? Like Mike Dean, you can understand in the. Sort of the crux of the game that he doesn't see it first, right? Then Stuart Atwell has a look at his VAR. How is that? Can someone tell me how that is not a sending off?
Okay, here's my interpretation of what I saw.
Hold on, wait a minute. Is it a sending off?
For me, yes.
Right.
But can VAR get involved on that? And the reason
was it not clear enough that he trod on his head?
Yes, no, that there is no doubt. There is no doubt about that. The only way that I can see why the VAR did not get involved is proving because Godfrey, I think cleverly or cheeky, whatever you want to do, I think takes his eye where his feet are standing.
Or disprove intent?
Well,
because every player says I didn't mean to hurt him.
But that's it. I think the fact that it didn't go red, I think they can't get involved. And I know it's weak. And if I was an Arsenal fan, I would be booing at that because that for me is a red all day, every day.
You've played.
But
I've played.
Yeah, he's meant
I know that he's meant it.
I totally agree with you.
Because he lifts his arm afterwards if to say, oops, didn't see him.
Perry, I totally agree with you.
He looks at him first, so he knows where his head is.
It's a shocking
So he actually thinks, I've got a free hit, a free stamp here, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
So and then he turns his head away. That is 100% sending off. So I don't see how VR don't get involved in that. And
it's proving it, Perry. That's the problem. I think I know, but can VR without any reasonable doubt or
so is that not an endangering an opponent? It doesn't matter if you mean it. It doesn't matter if you mean it or not. If it's you're endangering an opponent, that is endangering an opponent. He's trod on his head.
He has trod on his head, but footballers' feet clash and they collide. All right, they do. I'm not
Jay, you're trying to defend the indefensible.
No. I'm just trying to give you a reason as to why. We'll speak to Dermot Gallagher a little bit later on. But I agree with you. It's a red. But I think the reason, and I don't know this, I'm only guessing because of what I've seen of the pictures, I think the reason that VR hesitates to get involved and make the referee see it is because that he looks away.
That's not a reason.
Okay. You can just tell you, Perry.
I'll tell you what, how many people then
I
Jace,
agree,
right?
it's a red.
No, wait a minute. How many players go for a tackle and they turn their head away? They turn it, so they're not looking at it when they lose control. So they turn their head away.
Tomiyasu lying on the floor.
So,
I know, but that's unfortunate.
But that's more premeditated.
Okay, do you think retrospectively now, VR could go back to Godfrey and punish him?
Not now, no.
Why not?
Once it's done, because you can't.
I don't know why VR can't. Why retrospectively you can't still get involved.
A VAR.
I don't know why you can't.
And just on the other point, the 2 goals that are offside, the offside law, and I know that we got away with it, right? The first one, Richarlison, Tomiyasu goes back in, tries to come back out.
Oh, he gets lucky. Tomiyasu gets lucky.
So that's poor, rubbish defending, right?
Yeah. He hasn't got the
That's not what offside was brought in for. And the second goal, where it's a good play from Doucouré, he plays it through Richarlison, and Richarlison's. I know there's thicker lines now, but I've advocated, I want it to go to, if any part of your body is onside, right, it's a goal. Right. And I know you'll still get some, but you'll get more goals. Give those 2 goals, and it's against my team. Those 2 goals, real football fans are looking at thinking, they're both goals.
Okay, right. But the law as it is right now...
Oh, it's because it's black and white, because the lines are drawn.
You can't... And as harsh as it would have felt for Richarlison, them's the laws, and had it been the other way round, they would have benefited. Look, I prefer football to the old days, right?
Not old days. I'm saying, change the rule.
Well, okay.
Because if those 2 goals are ruled off and it's gone against my team, it's rewarding, shocking defending, and you don't pay your money to go and watch a game of football where you've seen 2, I think, perfectly good goals ruled out because of a shoulder or a toenail. So change the law.
03717223334. What do you think? And this is to football fans. You don't have to be an Arsenal fan or an Everton fan. You can be a football fan. Forget the fact that it went for you today, Arsenal. How would you like the law to be? Certainly, I mean, it's not even subjective because it is black and white. Either you're offside or you're onside. But would you like to see the law change so that it is firmly in favour with the attacking team? 03717 223
Defenders leaning forward, the forwards leading the other way. So it's always going to go in defenders' favour.
Lee, the Arsenal fan, good evening and welcome to the show.
Oh, thanks for having me on.
Hello, Lee.
Both.
Go on, Lee. I can hear your voice. That must have been tough to watch the last.
I'm frustrated. I am just watching that performance tonight. I mean, forget the Ben Godfrey thing. That was straight red, but you know these things happen. So I'm not even going to dwell about that. But Perry, I just wanted to ask you a question. Do you reckon Arsenal are improving? I don't.
I genuinely don't. You know, Lee, I see signs of improvement sporadically, and then I see us go back and morph back into like the performance at Old Trafford. Lee was actually, as a whole performance, actually quite good. Apart from, we kept giving the ball away.
I get that, and I get we was brilliant for 45 minutes against Tottenham, and I think the Aston Villa game was probably the best performance of the season. But I'm like I say, I'm so frustrated. I just don't see anything. I don't see any continuity or anything.
Yeah, there's no consistency. You're right on performance. There's no consistencies in games. Is it? Because even tonight's game where I thought Everton looked a little bit more aggressive than us. They look a little bit more intense.
But this is an Everton side. But this is an Everton side.
Was up for it tonight.
But they were under pressure.
Because of the Rafa Benitez thing, I don't know. But yeah, they did look like they was up for it.
Yeah, but they were under pressure tonight, Lee. Going 1-0 down at home. That was a moment in that game that Arsenal could really have put their foot on their throat and taken away from them. And credit to Everton because that's not the game that we saw.
Yeah, I mean, I thought the first 45 minutes, by the way, was absolutely dreadful.
It was 2 teams scratching around for form, wasn't it? Yeah.
All right, thanks for the call, Lee.